I'm Fred Cook, the previous owner of the most famous pie shop in the world, F. Cook and Sons, known locally as Cooksy's. I feel very touched and tickled to be asked by Matt and Dan to come down and do this sort of an interview. I feel it's not an interview, this is more a tribute to the boys and the family, because we're into their 50th year and I've been coming to them for 35 years. Got lovely little shops that were never here before, little delicatessens, wonderful, you know, it's completely come up market, and when you go along the seafront, the properties there, I mean, I can remember years and years ago there used to be old Boaty Lake. Crikey, that's a little property now with all little maisonettes and houses on it now. I remember Freddie Fit, who opened Wheelers many years ago, and he ran it with his wife, and their daughter came on scene, and eventually Freddie Fit passed away, and Mrs. Fit passed away. Now Delia runs it, and she's turned it into not just a shellfish bar, she's turned it into quite a high upmarket type of fish restaurant. Oysters are not my scene, so I don't come to the Oyster Festival, but I would like to just point out the Oyster Festival is in July, and I think by tradition you're not supposed to eat oysters until there's an hour in a month. But by the sound of it, they make the most of it in July. It brings money and tourists and people into the town. And then they have another session when the appropriate time comes in September, when there is an hour in a month, then they have another session. But it's all economics, all brings money into the town, which is a good thing. I was the fourth generation to be born into Plymouth, and quite honestly, it's always the thing to go into the business. Like you boys, your dad followed your grandpa in, you boys have followed your dad in. The way we were, it was a very similar thing. My attitude to life is don't get too big, because while you're earning a penny in one, then you're getting a pound out the other. So my grandfather kept it neat and sweet, 2 shops, one for each son, and my dad finished up the Kingsland shop, and me and my brother picked up the tools and carried on running it after my grandfather passed away, and unfortunately after our dad passed away. But I think we made a good job of it. We were known as the most famous pie shop in the world, and people literally came from all over the world to the shop. One very notable event that took place, they came on the phone to me and they wanted to do a fashion shoot with Kate Moss and Naomi Campbell. Publicity, it was wonderful. You know, I've got a pal, he said I used to be on the television more times than Terry Wogan. The story goes back that when my grandfather opened our shop in Kingsland in 1910, because it was such an upmarket quality shop, beautiful tiling, beautiful benches with marble top tables, stainless steel knives, spoons and forks, and the knives were stainless steel with rosewood handles. They were so lovely, the people were stealing the knives and the spoon, but the knives in particular. So with my grandfather's wisdom, he had the knives stamped up, stolen from Cook's Pie House. That made them pinch them even quicker. Your fish and chips has got to be the best in the world. It truly is. Fried in dripping with your lovely crunchy batter, crunchy, and your chips. You know, I can't sing any more higher of your praises. You know, I will come miles to come to you. Cotton chips, I'll have a pickled onion and a gherkin and a nice cup of tea. Please.